Happy Cinco de Mayo, scholars. Today is Corona Day 51. Let's see what's going on around the world. 1,015. That is Sunday's death toll for the United States of America, which is actually the lowest in a month. So while we're killing it on the people dying front, we are actually moving down in some ways. But with the United States being so large, we look at it more from a state by state type of basis. So the whole idea of flattening the curve really depends on where you live. Here in Wisconsin, we have had cases go up, but hospitalization, as far as I'm aware, has gone down, as well as deaths, which is good. All right, above that, Don Shula, one of the or the only NFL coach to ever have a perfect season, has passed away in South Florida. He was coach of the Miami Dolphins for many, many years, and during his tenure, I think he only had two seasons where he had losing seasons. Very different than what the Dolphins have today. The Supreme Court has started to meet again, and they're doing it via phone. This is a huge change considering how stringent guidelines are for the Supreme Court to meet and for the Supreme Court to share exactly what they've done. So now it is live, and there are some big cases that are coming up on the docket. Remember, the Supreme Court gets to pick whether or not they choose to hear a case, and they have some big ones coming up. So we'll see what happens with the Supreme Court and those decisions. And then right away this morning had an interesting story out of Venezuela. Their president is claiming that there were multiple mercenaries, and two of them being Americans, that were captured with some sort of attempt to get rid of him, to overtake Venezuela, or at least remove him from power. The company that is operating with these mercenaries, basically security forces, has said that yes, these people have been apprehended. So we do have two former United States military special forces guys that have been working for an independent contractor that dropped into Venezuela to potentially overthrow their government. Sounds similar to some of the things we've learned about, maybe a little bit like the Bay of Pigs, but maybe on a much smaller scale. All right, what's going on for us today, guys? U.S. history. You guys are going to be working on studying up a little bit on segregation in Milwaukee. Remember or not necessarily remember that particular worksheet you'll find in your agenda, and it's pretty easy. You'll go to a website, answer some questions. But remember, we have a test scheduled for Friday. Make sure you're working on that test review after that gets done. The test review will be your assignment for Thursday, so you'll have some time to work on that. But you definitely should be getting ready for the test. Test will be the same format as we had last time, so make sure you know those questions from your test review very well. If you do, you'll do well, just like last time. We had record high as far as scores for our first test, but we also had a ton of people with really low scores, and I had conversations. Many of them didn't do a test review, didn't listen to lectures. Not really surprising. All right, global relations. You guys are working on your projects. Those projects will be due at the beginning of next week. So please, please, please make sure that you check out whether or not you can operate programs like this. Remember, you have to be in your PowerPoint or your slide presentation. And I asked yesterday that you check that out yesterday to see if you can do it. And if you can't, contact me. Remember, all the information is on there. I've already had some people contact me about the information that's on there. Please take a look at it first, and then obviously I will help you as much as I can, but I need you to help yourself first before we get to that particular step. All right, it is cold and a little gloomy right now. We are warming up tomorrow, so let's get through this Tuesday. Then you guys have tomorrow technically off. It's supposed to be 60-some degrees. We can enjoy an almost spring-like day. All right, happy Cinco de Mayo, guys. Talk to you soon.